Believe it or not, I have autism. My special interest is ARPGs,
Hello,
mostly
my friend.
Diablo.
Ah,
That is why you're
chilling
seeing
is
me
a fun.
play Diablo 1. And
Whoa,
I
what
want
can
to
I
talk
do
about
for you?
my experience
Well, I
as a
have to
college
practically
student with
smuggle in the
autism.
metals and tools I need to the
I
caravans that
find
skirt the edges of our dark.
that there's a lot of adjusting needed
Thank goodness you
from
returned. Much.
being home with my parents to basically being by myself. But I
Good day.
think
How may I serve? Our
it
blacksmith
wasn't
is a
adjusting
point
of a
of
way
pride
that
to the people.
most people would consider it. Obviously, being away from home, I needed adjusting to that, especially for weeks at a time, because I don't come home every weekend. But most of the adjustment was just to how different the schooling is. I was fine being without my mom and my stepdad, and having
The
to kind of fend
sanctity
for
of this
myself when
place
it
has
came
been
to
fouled.
getting groceries from our dorm, getting stuff to cook, having to work and keep myself on the schedule. But not having classes 8 hours a day, having gaps in between classes, being able to go get food in between them, and the freedom of college was something I needed to really adjust to. Um, I had a lot of classes. Last semester I had 9, but that's including a lab. So it was really 8 classes, which I had 2 of those online too. But it was really hectic, and I had to get accommodations for testing in a room by myself without distractions because my anxiety would just get too much. And that was something my high school really never did. And I feel like that's a lot of a reason why now I'm able to adjust to college so easily is they are willing to work with you. This isn't the same for every college, but at least for the one I am now, the university I'm at now, they will work with the students. Um, and then they do have counseling and stuff here if we need it. I also found that the professors will give you a lot more freedom when it comes to work too. My speech class and my composition class lets us choose our subjects on what we write and what we talk about, which for me is really helpful because I get to write about my special interest. And the 2 main ones would be obviously Diablo, and the one besides that, which is a bit niche, would be To Catch a Predator. And being able to write about what I want gives me a lot more motivation to write. But I found I had to make my own routine while I've been here. And the reason why is because I'm not in class 8 hours and then I go home like we were in high school. It is instead akin to I go to class for an hour, I'm out of lecture, I show back up in 3 or 4 hours to take another class, and then I'm done for the day. And I've got to balance that in between with making sure I go and get food, I do my work, I study, and I have time for just stuff that I want to do. Going to a gym, playing the game, playing my guitar, whatever.
Have a spell ready.
Which a way that I found of doing that is I have a whiteboard on my closet, and I'll plan out my days beforehand. I'll plan it out each hour, and my professors actually worked with me on testing times in their offices so that I can test with them. I'm by myself, and it's at a scheduled time, so I can put it into my routine. The biggest struggle has been food. The housing I was originally in didn't have a kitchen on the floor, and we don't have a lot of food options here unless you want to drive half an hour to town, which is not feasible every day.
I do not have a spell ready.
And the food we have here, we have Subway and then a burger place. I do not like bread, so the only thing I can really get is the fries and then like the pizzas from Subway. You can't eat those every day, and I'm not a big fan of the Subway pizzas. And having to find a way for me to get food that I can eat with my food aversion and my texture issues has been the biggest struggle, considering we ain't allowed to have microwaves or air fryers on our floor or in my housing. I've also had to get a single. I had a roommate in the beginning of the year, and I just couldn't deal with always having someone and never having my alone space. Especially now, because this is where I record my videos mostly, is in my room. And I couldn't imagine doing that if I had somebody with me. I ended up having to get a single, and I ended up having to move all of my stuff up 2 floors, including a mini fridge that weighed a lot. But besides the food and the housing, I've adjusted well to the classes. All of the professors are really nice. And this has been better than high school for me. Being able to have accommodations and not feeling like I'm just a student in a seat, but I'm instead a person that my professors want to listen to, want to talk to, want to get to know, and want to help grow is a game changer whenever you're doing anything that's in the educational space, really. I also find it a lot easier to not get burnt out because I only have 2 classes a day, really, not including the one day that I have my biology lab. So most of the time I'm in class 2.5 hours, and then I can do the work in my room without distractions, which is also a game changer. Being able to have my own little spot and not having to be in class for 40 hours a week, basically. Instead, I'm in class for maybe 8 hours, if that, 10 hours, with breaks in between, being able to go get food, being able to take a nap if I need it. And just so far, college has been a lot better than high school. I do not regret coming here, and we're almost at the end of a term now, or close to the end of the year, and it's been an amazing time.